Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and yes, today is going to be a glasses off video. Some people equate glasses off meaning to be that I'm kind of pissed off. I kind of am, and we're going to talk about exactly why, because this has to do with character availability. So what day is it today? Today is Wednesday. And what does Wednesday mean? Well, Wednesday at the start of each month typically means that a character becomes farmable. Now, we're not getting that, or it seems that we're not getting that, unless something just appears out of thin air. And we're going to talk about what we are getting instead. So if you're ready to go, buckle up and let's boil this down. And once again, we need to bring ourselves back to the blog post because that's where we get all of our subject. I forgot to put this up because I love to put this up because I personally think it's funny. But, at the bottom of every blog, of course, please note that the information here is all subject to change. So who knows, right? Anything could change at the drop of a hat in Marvel Strike Force. But let's talk about this. So at the end of the Friday blog post, I glanced over this, honestly, because I was so tired because of how long this blog post was, and this is why I've sort of been doing various expanded videos of some of the issues that are in here. So we have something called character availability. Now, I don't know if orbs were always labeled character availability or not. I would have to go back and check some of the other blog posts, but regardless, September 6th, well, actually that was Tuesday. September 7th, which is Wednesday, right? That is the first Wednesday of every month, which is when they said that they were going to make a character farmable. They said that this was going to happen, and typically they've actually been on schedule for this one, at least, every single month. And if not, there's been some clarification as to who or, what's going on, right? And so we got this information that we would be getting Valkyrie into, and once again, you're right, 5 p.m. Like, I don't know, it feels weird that, like, I know it's not an event, but like things, they're 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., whenever p.m. Feel like we're not really getting everything when we should. Valkyrie will be entering the supply store, Ultimus Orb, Basic Orb, Premium Orb, and Mega Orb. In the Mega Orb, she'll be replacing Red Guardian. So, I guess when they do the orbs, someone gets kicked out of the Mega Orb, for better or for worse. But the main point is that we're not getting a farmable character, or at least in the farmable means that Scopely has previously provided to us. Now, does this mean now that orbs, and I'm not talking about premium orb exclusives, or arena orb or whatever, does this mean that the regular orbs are now farmable for them? Which is interesting. It would be interesting because this would completely kind of redefine what we know as character availability and farmability in Marvel Strike Force, if that's the case. Maybe they just forgot. Who knows? They've done that before. So I want to kind of bring you guys to my farmable guide table that I keep up to date. And this is August from 2020-22. Sorry, last month. I don't know why I said it that way. Scarlet Spider, Ghost Spider, and Dr. Voodoo. We had 3 characters, which is shocking, right? Because in the month of August, we actually had 3 characters released and 3 characters made farmable, which gave us a net statement of 0, meaning that things did not get worse, but things did not get better. And you can see, I've talked about this in previous other videos before, that things were continually getting worse, either by a factor of -2 or -1. And what that means is basically that more characters are being released than are made farmable for that month. And so in previous months, we were getting oh wait, no, we actually got T'Challa and Dagger. Oh wait, sorry, 2 here. Yeah, sorry. For me, Spider-Punk is not farmable. Dagger was made farmable, and T'Challa was made farmable. So that's actually 2. That's why we were net -1. I just got a little bit confused on my own stuff. And so what we did see, though, is that Echo was data mined to be released in the War Store. I'm also confused as to whether or not Dr. Voodoo was actually meant to come out when he did, or if they just got their weeks wrong. And maybe Dr. Voodoo was supposed to be this week for the start of September. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's still Echo coming, just not the first week. But they've been pretty transparent. Sorry, that was the wrong word. Not transparent. They were quite consistent, I guess, about releasing characters at the start of the month every single time. Most of these characters at the front end here, they were ones that were at the start of the month, typically. You know, you can see that in the dates when you go into the character tracker. So yeah, we don't currently have a character. I have Echo here right now because I think she might still be the next character that comes out. Or maybe not, right? And sometimes this has been wrong because we've had data mines for Ghost Spider going into Doom 4.9. That was data mined before and that never happened. And so there is a possibility that Echo might not actually come out, even though she was data mined. And now that I think about it, because we know that the Famine second round is going to be coming out this coming patch, that I think this seems a bit less likely, or maybe not. Like, do they want to have any of these characters, the Young Avengers, farmable before the second event? When we had the second run of Pestilence, I believe that we had Spider-Punk here in the Arena Orb, and then we had Ghost Spider in the Raid Season Milestones, but she wasn't permanently available. And then Scarlet Spider was not in at this point. So this was like around this time, this period, June, July. And so not all of the Web Warriors were available for that second run of Pestilence. So I don't know if the Young Avengers will be either, at least for Echo and Kate Bishop, who were expected to get at some stage as well. Let's talk about, though, the orbs, because now that with Valkyrie coming, let's zoom in a little bit. So the beige here, this column, this is orbs, this is Elite Store, and the green here is just flat out farmable, just in case people are new to this. And so we have, let's scroll back up a little. How far do we go? Who are we talking about again? So Valkyrie was put into the orbs here for September the 7th. Not only do we have to talk about that Gambit was skipped, of course. I talk about this every now and then because Gambit's just a huge blank here. Rogue, obviously, is a legendary character, so I might as well just put it not available because that's not going to happen. And then we're basically up to Deathlock now for the orbs. And so I'm honestly, I'm not bothered by the fact that they're going into the orbs. That's great because, you know, it's not farmable, but it's availability, right? If you get really lucky on premium orbs and other orbs, even just like basic orb dribbles and random ultimates orb pulls. However, I am waiting, and I do actually have a majority of my orbs that I'm holding on to for probably Gambit. I don't know when he's going to come, but I am specifically holding out, you know, for the hopes that he will be added, and not even for a premium orb exclusive, but unless he is the premium orb exclusive, but otherwise whenever Gambit gets added to orbs, I'll probably pull my orbs, because there's some characters that I want that are in there, including Sunfire, who I have low stars for, 3 stars for him, and I don't know, more Dazzler would be nice, I guess, and then we'll see. Maybe by that point Deathlock will be added into the orbs. But as far as Farmable goes, let's scroll back. Where are we currently at? We're at, well, obviously, a big red here on Cersei and Icarus. I've talked about them before. I just don't think this is happening. I think even though it was mentioned in that May blog post about farmability, a part of me doesn't believe that this is actually going to happen for us. We're at 307 days now for Cersei and 296 days for Icarus. 300 days basically is 10 months, right? More or less. And so we're coming up on 10 months for Icarus. And it would not surprise me if they... You remember that data mine that we had for the Milestone 3 orb? Yeah, where the hell is that? Because that hasn't come yet. And there was a data mine suggesting that it was coming. Open up your Milestone 2 orbs. Haven't heard any hair or word about that lately. And so we have kind of caught up more or less aside from that. However, of course, Emma Frost is still in the Milestone 2 orb, for better or for worse. Deathpool is a premium orb exclusive. Kestrel is a premium orb exclusive. Been that way for a year and a half, more or less. She was added 19th of July, 2021 into the premium orbs. And no real farmable method for her. So premium orb exclusives, I think, absolutely have to change. Not that I consider that farmable, but I think that Scopely does. So that's one thing there. And then Deathpool. I think both Deathpool and Kestrel need to get kicked out. Just fucking put Cersei and Icarus in there already if that's what's going to happen. Just do it now. Get the other characters farmable. For better or for worse, people can still use Kestrel and Deathpool for a little bit. And it would be really nice for newer players to be able to get them however they end up being available, right? And then we have going up forward, of course, that's kind of where we're up to right now, is we're up to Echo, Kate Bishop, Dr. Voodoo, I forgot to put him in here, actually. I'll have to add the date. What's the date on that one? I forgot to add him in there for some reason. I forgot. When did he go in? I'm going to have to go back and do that later. That's weird. Normally I keep up to date with that. So we have Echo, we have Kate Bishop, and we have Morbius still needing to be farmable. And then, of course, after that, who the hell knows? Because after we get through patch 5.10, we're entering 6.0, which is the Darkhold patch, right? And I'm honestly really, really curious how this ends up going down. With Evil Strange, with Wong, with Agatha. Don't care about Madeline, really. Actually, I think that they're probably going to skip. They're going to go to Madeline before they come back to Darkhold. That's my assumption. And so if you consider Madeline and then Morbius, Kate Bishop, and Echo, that's 4 characters before we even get to Darkhold. And of course, there's Cersei and Icarus, but honestly, I don't think that they'll be farmable in the traditional sense. I would be very surprised if that's the case. And in terms of days spent, you know, we're up to about 6 months for Morbius, almost 7 months for Kate Bishop, and just over 7 months for Echo. So this is a bit surprising, although maybe not really because of Scopely. And I'm wondering what you guys think as far as who's going to be next for real. Is Echo going to be skipped? To go back to this one, are we going to get Echo? Is she going to be in the War Store? Is she going to come before Famine? I was about to say Pestilence, Famine round 2 or not. Who would be after Echo then? Like, so what's going to happen for the month of September, right? Are we going to get more? They're totally going to chuck Morbius at us because we know that people want Kate Bishop because of the Young Avengers and we want more stars, or people who don't even have them, you know, to be able to get them for newer and mid-game players. So they're totally going to chuck Morbius at us because they already gave us Dr. Voodoo. So they're probably going to chuck Morbius at us, and I wouldn't be surprised if they skipped ahead for Madeline prior, just to spite the player base and tell us to fuck off. That's kind of what I'm expecting, and I really, really hope that we're not going towards this whole thing of orbs being farmable. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start adding in Valkyrie orbs, you know, in Valkyrie orbs, you know, and I really don't want to do that, right? Because that makes a load of, it doesn't make any sense at all. It's a load of shit. So this kind of pisses me off. They haven't made any corrections or follow-ups or clarifications on this, and I think, and I hope that some of the envoys are pressing them on this, because this is something that they've done more consistently for quite some time, and they haven't done this for this month of September. So I hope we can get some news about this. Maybe it might be on the blog post on Friday. Maybe they're a week late, and maybe I'll forgive them for that if it's someone good, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below who you think will be next. Not who you want to come next, who you think will be next to Farmable. Is it going to be Echo? Is it going to be Morbius? Who is it going to be? It could be anyone. This is Marvel Strike Force, and of course, everything is subject to change. So that's the end of this video, and of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.